Erin Stiles, and this is the Styles Report. Thank you for staying with us after the break. So we're gonna switch it up a little bit because I know you guys are tired about, the one.
No, we're not.
The one woman with no man or children always talking about somebody's relationship or kids. So I'll find me a new place to reside, and we're gonna switch it up a little bit. So there's a few things that I want to go over, or I want to start and pivot to sports. So recently, it was announced that J. Cole is actually playing basketball in Africa, right? For Rwanda, I believe. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
I love it because now they did a thing on ESPN. The brother that runs that league, like this brother runs a league. Now he's getting all this attention because J. Cole's there. He said they've been having that league, I think, for 2-3 years.
Right.
And a couple guys come from
the African NBA.
Yeah, they've come from that particular league, but he's gotten more shine from J. Cole being there than anybody. Now, J. Cole 36. It's almost over, but I love that he can chase his dreams at 36. If he was 26, would he have a chance in the NBA? What do you think, Nick?
No. At 26, no. I feel like if you're not in the NBA by 22, 23, 24,
26, he could.
I would say that. There's a rookie right now playing for the Nuggets. He's 32.
Yeah.
So
but 36
this happens
different.
a lot.
And I think that, and what you said about him being able to live out his dream, which I think is dope, because I feel like now it seems like the world and society is kind of moving towards removing that cap on your life where it was, okay, you need to do everything by a certain age. By 30 years old, life is over, hang it up, find you a forever and a missus, and raise some kids. I think it's extremely dope that he is at 36 years old, you know what I mean, able to check whatever he wants off of his bucket list of dreams.
And I would say if he at the park, Nick, he gonna get picked.
Right.
Every single time. Especially if you can go somewhere else and play, at least get he ain't killing it, but he getting buckets.
Nah, y'all ain't watched the game. Nigga, J. Cole, listen. I shout out to the brother, like Aaron said, for going after your dreams. And, I take that back. Anybody, if you can get on a professional basketball court and even participate, all credit to you. Yeah. We're going to leave it right there. So
and
shout out to J.
there's
Cole.
actually a gymnast, a woman. I believe she's 32, 33 years old, has 2 children, had to stop practicing gymnastics because she got pregnant with her last child, but now is on track to go to the Olympics, right? On the Olympic team. It doesn't matter that she's not going to win. It's the fact that she's 32 years old, 33. But it's the fact that she's 33 years old with 2 children. You know what I mean? And she's out there tumbling and going like.
That's what I was thinking. That's tough that she physically. Can
we have a caller. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hold on.
What's up, Al? Hold on while we get the volume up.
That's such a weird cup. Look like a caveman
Hello?
cup.
That's the point, Shelly.
I can't hear him.
L.
Hold on, Al. There you go. Now
okay. All right, start over.
As far as the basketball, I was talking about the basketball league.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
In Africa, I was saying that's not it, Chief.
Why not?
Man, have you watched the full game or part of the game yet?
So what are you saying is not it? The fact that he was at 36 years old able to be on the team, or that the team just is no good?
The team is no good.
Okay.
But he's not. It's not like he's blowing it up out the water either, being on the team either.
Yeah, but it helped that league.
Yeah, definitely shout out to the brother. Yeah, no, it does. Shout out to the brother for pursuing his dreams. But I mean, watching that, it's just like watching a pickup game.
They are pretty bad.
Okay. Now, if you were given the opportunity, if you wanted to play in the league and your chance never came, and then somehow or another at 36 you were given the opportunity, would you have taken it?
Oh, definitely. That's what I said. Shout out to him for going after his dream. Definitely, I wouldn't pass it up.
So, what was something that you always wanted to do, you never got a chance to do, and if you had a chance right now, even at your old age, you would give it a shot?
Fuck 10 bitches at one time. Now.
Call back on Friday.
I love what Shelly from.
Y'all don't know how to lead.
No, I don't know, man, because I try to go after everything I want to do. Like I knew in high school that I wanted to, work for myself. I didn't want to work for anybody else. And so I kind of positioned myself to pursue careers where I could do that, early. And that's kind of where I'm at right now, So I don't know that I can't think of anything that I
You don't want to be a
didn't want to do that I didn't try to go after.
You don't want to play soccer? Or
Nah, I didn't. I wasn't trying to. I wasn't worried about actually getting into sports or getting in the NBA or NFL or nothing like that.
Because you wasn't no good.
Okay, well,
You was
I have a
horrible.
question since I have you on the line.
No,
You was
that's
horrible.
not it, Speedy.
You was horrible.
Speedy.
You know
Let me
the
tell you
Olympics
something.
are supposed to be
Yeah, they are.
in 2 months, right?
Hilarious.
How do you guys feel about that? Because there are several countries who are apprehensive about sending their athletes there because they feel like we haven't.
Is it in Korea?
It's
or
in Japan.
Japan.
That we haven't gotten a real hold on COVID.
And shit did start there.
I mean, we technically
It actually
haven't.
started in China, but
Same
okay.
That was racist.
It did though.
Yeah.
I just like saying things.
Oh.
I heard there's some countries still on lockdown.
Right, there's like China. I mean, like Canada. You can't get in and out of fucking Canada if you save your
You
life.
can't go to
Yeah, I
Canada.
know Drizzy stuck out there. Shout to him away. You just put that.
Hey man, got his son. I saw his son holding that little trophy. That was dope.
Was it?
Drake's son? Ain't nobody ever seen Drake's son.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
brought
brought him
him
on stage.
Yeah. Oh, I was about to say it was.
I'm out of the loop. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
You don't know Drake's son?
So if you guys had family members, friends,
Thank you for
whatever,
your phone
thank you for your phone call. Would you advise them to go to the Olympics?
I would no.
Go.
But I'm still like COVID freaked out. Like,
You wouldn't tell us
Paranoid.
to go to the store, girl.
right. Like, I don't even want my son going to practice.
I'm telling them to go, nigga.
You would say go.
Go, man. Go
I
enjoy
think
yourself.
they've gotten a hold
fuck?
of the COVID in the sense of people are not dying in the
Excuse
rates
me?
they were dying before. And it's not dying. I'm not saying they are dying at all, but people are not dying at that rate.
I
At
think
the
we're
rate-
gonna have a whole new surge.
I mean,
Oh, I believe we're gonna have a whole
It's
right
easy
after
to
the
say
summer.
that. It's easy to say that.
after the
Or-
Olympics,
or-
though, they gotta get that money
I
first,
think
nigga.
what they found out is how to continue. As long as you don't go to the
No.
hospital, you're fine.
No,
The
but
problem is
no,
going to the
no,
hospital.
The problem is you get vaccinated. I'm vaccinated. I'm still paranoid. They say, oh, you get vaccinated, you could still get COVID.
No,
Okay,
but
if
getting
you're
COVID is
vaccinated, you
not
don't
the
have to wear
problem.
a mask. That makes zero sense. Then they
Shelly.
say, oh, if you get COVID and you're vaccinated, you're not going to die.
So,
a psychologist
were you always
Can I
like
get this right?
Hold on,
Or
hold
was
on.
it
She's
hype?
a
always been
psychologist just died in the
Uh-huh.
beginning of May that was vaccinated.
Yeah,
he had
I heard
COVID
that.
for 2
Shelly,
weeks, and they refused to test him for COVID because he was vaccinated, and he died. So,
Going to
I'm
the
with you on that,
hospital
Shelly.
is what's killing people.
no, it's
Be-
not.
getting
Them
on-
not
yes, it is.
treating them
Getting-
is not killing. Is
No,
killing
no.
people.
If you don't have to go to the hospital, you're going to make through it. You're going to get through it.
Okay, maybe I think what
Not
you should
everybody
say,
does. There's some people- there's
Speedy,
lots of
your
people that have
argument is
died.
not going to the hospital. It's being put on a ventilator.
I'm sorry, being put on the
Is
ventilator.
what- yes.
Okay,
it's
but
what's
the guy
causing
that
people
died
to
from
die.
COVID had a vaccine was because he couldn't breathe.
So
he
that's my
needed a
question.
ventilator.
That's my question to you because that's my next topic. Are you waxed and vaxxed? Right, that's the new term.
I'm not
'Cause,
waxed or
everybody.
vaxxed.
So last year everybody was having, there's always themes for the summer, right? There's having a hot girl summer, this, that, and the third.
I'm
right?
having a hot
so
girl
the
summer.
theme of this summer is that most people are waxed and vaxxed,
Nope,
right?
I'm laser
so they're
and
waxed, they
vaxxed.
vaxxed, they ready to get in these streets.
What is wax?
Wax your
Wax,
shit.
nigga, we done,
Rip
we
that hair
waxed,
off.
Oh,
ready to
wax.
swing that
Wax.
thing, right? So they're waxed and vaxxed.
Got it.
So
got
my
it,
question
got it.
is, knowing that getting the vaccine was not a 100% doesn't make you 100% immune
Right.
to it, why get it still? And I'm not challenging you. I'm
Right,
just
yeah.
asking.
I mean, originally I was like, I'm not getting the vaccine. But the only thing that made me get it was my granddaughter. I'm like, I have to fly to New Jersey, and if I'm getting a little bit of, like, I might not get it, even though it's a very small chance that I won't get it, I feel better going there and not giving her anything. If I didn't have my granddaughter, I would have never got the vaccine.
Okay, so I have a question. I present this to the chat room and to everybody listening. Two-part question. If you guys are married or you live in the same household, do both parties have to get it? What if one person is like, I'm going to get the
Michelle got-
vaccine,
Michelle-
Oh, no, you
she
have
got-
to get it.
and the other person is like,
Okay, well,
nah,
she
I'm not
got
on
and
it.
I didn't.
How
Oh,
does
no,
that...
That doesn't make sense. Why? Then why did she get it? What was the point?
I don't know. She wanted to get it.
No, see, I got it, my husband got it, and Rio
No,
wanted to
you
get it.
told
so-
him to get it. Let's keep
Did
it
I
real.
tell him to get it?
Yes, you.
I don't remember. I can't
know-
remember if I
I
told him.
know
That's why.
you, Shelly.
I
But
don't
that's what I'm
remember.
saying.
You
So
told
would
him.
it work if both parties...
It's working.
It's working.
Yeah.
But
Okay,
here's the thing,
and
but he
then-
got the Johnson before it was recalled, and I'm like, that's only 60%.
That's the first,
Whatever.
just the one shot.
Right. And then the one I got was Pfizer, was supposed to be like 97 or 92%.
2 shots.
So I'm like, you got to be careful with my husband, because I'm like, you could still get that shit quicker than I can.
Okay, so what about to all the single people listening? If you got the vaccine, would you be willing to date people who have not gotten it and have no intentions of
Probably,
getting
he
it?
probably wouldn't.
You know what I
Would
mean?
you?
I have no intentions of getting it, so I mean, I'll date whoever. At this point.
Paranoid, like swapping
Throw it on the
saliva.
middle. Just throw it on out there.
Right at this point in the game.
But you're not paranoid, like
I
swapping
just need
saliva,
STD
you might
tests.
get
Yeah,
COVID.
I
do you
need-
kiss?
I need
Are
that.
you a kisser?
Of course, I'm a lady. How?
But that's how you can get COVID too.
You can go pay a hoe for that. You ain't trying to.
Well,
yeah.
what about her? COVID?
But you
Think
can
about
most
herpes.
likely see the
Right,
herpes.
but who's having sex with
Not if they ain't got an
If
outbreak.
you're doing sex, you need to put $40 on somebody else's dresser
I'm
and
just
not
saying.
mine.
I don't know.
So what if the guy doesn't want to date you because you didn't get a shot?
His loss.
Well, right. You shouldn't get a shot for a guy that you don't even know.
You're about to
You
let.
want me to get a shot for her?
That's
It's
your
your
wife.
wife. You gave her your whole
Your
last
wife.
name, and you want her to
What
clean
the
your
heck are you
dishes.
How you gonna get a
about?
shot
Caller,
for?
we got a name.
No, we ain't got no caller.
Oh.
How can I get a shot for somebody else?
Right. Get it for yourself.
Because people always say that, and I remember I was
That
at
don't make no sense.
I was at my OBGYN appointment at the top of the year, and I'm in the stirrups wide open, and she decides she wants to lecture me on why I don't want to get a vaccine at this moment, because she's saying, you're not doing it for you, you're doing it for your parents and your grandparents. And it's like, I done been around my mama and my grandma all motherfucking quarantine COVID, and nobody's gotten it. Nobody's gotten
What
sick.
about-
You weren't worried when you got back from Africa that you might bring something
Nope.
back to
And my homegirl got COVID too, and I was smoking
Ooh.
with her. I didn't get
in
it.
Africa?
And here.
What is the matter about
She-
you?
In
well, she
here, you
found-
just sprayed
What the
down?
fuck?
No, I'm saying she found out.
Do
once
that
we
with hair
landed
here?
No, when we landed in Atlanta,
Oh.
she found out she had COVID. But we were like smoking together and hanging out together, and God got me. When I be saying that shit, I be really meaning it. Like, he looked out
I don't
for
think
the
shit
kid.
and God go together. Just so
God got me.
the shit
You
part.
said when I. be
I
saying
mean,
that
yes,
shit.
God has you, but you also have
wrote
to
the
be
word
like
shit? Who made it up?
proactive and like being careful with stuff.
Have I been? I don't think I've been.
I don't think.
I don't think I've been proactive, because I've been smoking with random niggas.
But
I
let
don't
me say
know.
this, though.
Like,
I don't
we be
think-
smoking in the parking lot after the show on Fridays and stuff.
You
Don't.
mean we? Why you pointing at me?
Your guess.
Spady.
Your guess.
They ain't not.
Your guess.
To Shelly's point,
They
that
have
you should be
smoke sessions in your
proactive.
parking
Just
lot.
FYI, a vaccine is not proactive. Proactive would be eating right and
Yes.
take
Well,
care.
no, I know,
Working
but
Hold on.
I work
Because
out.
if you look
What
at
do
the
you
numbers,
do?
if you look at the numbers, the number one cause of death in the U.S. is heart disease,
Right.
right? And then you get down to the diabetes and blood circulation issues and all this kind of stuff, right? All of these things are highly effective if you have COVID. You know what I'm
But
saying?
here's the thing.
So if you have a heart issue, if you have you know, any kind of lung issue, any kind of breathing issue, any kind of blood issue, then if you get COVID, it's going to
amplifies it.
it's going
Right,
to
but
really
it's the same
affect
thing
you.
with
So
the vaccine. People are like, "Oh, the vaccine's killing people," and it's
Well, no,
like
no, my
you
point
probably
is-
had another issue.
right, so my
and it
point
just
is-
came out.
the
But
smart.
do you want
This
to
is
find
what
out when you did?
this is what they're
Well,
not
no, I got
telling
my
you.
blood work done before I got my shit done.
This is what they're
Well,
not
you
telling
did.
you, and it's because they're drug dealers. So drug dealers would never tell you what your issue is. You should try to
Right.
fix your issue before you just skip to the drug. That's what
Right.
I would tell people.
Right.
You know, if you don't have a necessity to have to do it, I would say because you have to develop a healthy lifestyle. Because what if something else happened next year? What if you get past this COVID and now it's something else happening? You just gonna keep shooting your body up with things that, you know, it just doesn't make any sense to me.
I agree.
So I think the logical thing to do for everyone on the planet is just start living healthy instead of
But I feel
looking for a
But
quick
I think
fix.
the problem was that they didn't know how to fix it. Like, if you got COVID, like they didn't know how to.
Yeah, but
cure
if you have a healthy life, you don't have to worry
But
about
see,
COVID.
and I think that's the problem, is that the standard American diet, right? The acronym for it is SAD. And most people in America, they think they're eating right, but they're really not. They're eating way too much fucking dairy, way too much milk, cheese, sour cream. Like, I hate to.
Whose
This
fault?
is problematic.
So let me
I
ask you,
wanna
whose
say
fault is
something.
that?
It's real fucked up, though.
Say
Go
it.
right in.
Sure,
But
sure.
I feel like I don't want to get canceled before I get started.
Get canceled, man. That's how we do it here.
No one's listening.
Get canceled.
Okay, like, so if I'm on Facebook, right,
Mhm.
and I come across a recipe, right, if they have like fat hands, especially fat white hands,
That's
I don't
racist.
follow the recipe.
That's racist.
You know what I mean?
Why, it ain't got
Like,
no flavor?
That is
No,
hilarious.
because I just feel like for your
Fat bitch.
for your hands to be fat, you know how big you got to be to have fat hands?
You gotta be fat. nigga.
Exactly. So why do I want to follow a recipe you cooking? Because clearly what you eating got you to where you was at. So I don't even want a little bit of it. You know what I mean? And I
I'm
just
saying
if they're
all fat motherfuckers.
I'm no, because they don't show the
I'm
faces.
sorry,
They just show their
fat finger-
hands.
You said
finger
fat-handed
motherfuckers.
people. If you have fat,
Especially if they got like a fat hand with a tight ring on it, definitely keep scrolling. Definitely.
is the ring tight or is the hand fat? 'Cause that's two different things. Because they got the ring on. You gotta think about that. Don't blame the ring.
Okay, it's the fat hand. And
Shit,
then
I might get
usually
canceled
when you
before
look
I
at the
start.
recipe, they're using a whole bunch of fucking dairy, milk, sour cream, cheese,
Sounds good.
sugar.
How do I look?
You know
You
what I
don't
mean?
I
even
don't
wear a
know.
ring,
Your
you
hands are
idiot.
fine.
I look who?
You don't wear a
Right.
ring.
But
That's a
usually,
problem.
but that's the thing is,
That's
most
another
people who
issue.
have like, you have a dope boy belly, right?
Wow.
And
What
mo-
the
And
fuck?
most guys who have dope boy bellies, it doesn't show up on their hands.
That's
or
when you go,
anything like that.
woohoo!
Yeah. Not dough.
I know.
I don't
Dope,
have that.
nigga. You
I
look like
know.
you move weight
Yeah.
in these streets.
Like you drink Kool-Aid
You're
and
on
eat
the
Thai
phone.
ramen all
Oh,
day.
we have a caller. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
This Mike out of
Oh shit! I ain't
What it
Oh,
do,
what's
Mike?
cracking, Mike?
Ohio.
Mike, what up?
What's up? Yeah, I don't know if y'all seen this last night. Stephen A. Smith was on with Don Lemon on CNN, and he was kind of like going in on LeBron about not saying whether he got the vaccination or if he was going to get it, if he, gets tested regularly. He was really like going in on him, and I wanted to know like, what's your thoughts on that? Should he like have to
I think Stephen A.
reveal
Smith
if he's
gets paid to do that.
Well, but also,
And he has a problem with LeBron because LeBron, in his early years, didn't want to do an interview with him or any other brothers. So he's felt a little slighted about that.
okay, but
And I think that's why he goes in. on it.
irregardless of that,
Okay.
the problem that I have is LeBron is not super nigga. Like they
he
think
is a
that this
basketball
nigga,
player.
anytime there is any injustice in America, anytime you need niggas to fucking take a vaccine, anytime you need niggas to stop rioting, anytime you need niggas to stop doing anything, everybody's like, "Where's LeBron?
But Aaron,
Put his
look,
cape on him."
and-
Like that's not fair
No,
to him.
but in all fairness, this was the point of propping up athletes in general.
I get that, and I
Right,
understand. I'm
right.
not saying that it's right,
No,
and,
I
I,
agree with you.
and I see the
Right.
machine that's working.
You kn-
But LeBron is a husband
Right.
with 3 children.
And a basketball
Whatever
player.
they decide to do medically for the best interest of their family is not something that we sit and I talk about on a podium with all these other motherfuckers so they can put in their 2 cents. He's not the second coming of fucking Christ.
Who is LeVon?
LeBron.
Oh,
Can I-
LeBron is
hey,
not
I
can
thought
I-
that was Vernon
can I
Uncle.
add
nigga.
this,
said, who is
though?
LeVon?
He's not the second
Yeah, go ahead,
coming
brother.
of Christ.
Go ahead.
His name is Kane, though. I mean,
His Stephen A's argument to what Aaron was saying was, LeBron always speaks up on social issues, especially if it has to do with us, which is good. I love him for that and I applaud him for that. But that was Stephen A's argument. Like, you
But
speak
you
up
say the
on
social
other
issue.
things. Why don't you speak up on this? But my thing was, he has an extra layer of paranoia because of that to me, because I think, I'm assuming, of course, I don't know, but I think that he feels like there are people who hate when he speak up against racism. They hate when he
Yep.
speak up against
They do.
Trump. And
yeah,
he
'cause it's
feels
profitable
like,
or something.
again, I'm assuming, he feels like somebody probably could be out to get me because
Right.
I'm the head. I'm one of the head niggas in charge in terms of like power, influence, money, and I'm always speaking up for my people. So somebody might want to take me out, and that's what I think he thinks, and that's why I think he won't reveal whether he got
and
it
I
or
feel
not.
like and he's not wrong for thinking that. If we look at the history of America, any all-powerful black men that have any sort of voice within
Exactly.
the community,
But whatever
they
happened
snuff
to
them out.
whatever happened to your medical information being private?
That part HIPAA, nigga. How could I wouldn't even ask
I
that
would've
nigga like
sued.
HIPAA,
I
nigga?
would've
How the fuck
sued
you even
Stephen
gonna
A.
ask me
Smith.
that shit? Like,
I would have sued. I wish the nigga would ask me about my medical history. I would
right?
sue a nigga.
And
on spot.
Nick, that's exactly how I felt too. I'm like, if you black and you know what LeBron goes through every time he fucking type a tweet against racist white America, why would you try to get on TV and defame him or pressure him or try to, put dirt on his name about this vaccine? You know what he go through with these white people.
Well,
I don't understand it.
Stephen A. Smith is paid to do that.
Yep.
Because you got to understand,
Yeah.
we have to understand this. If a black, unfortunately, beating down on black men is very profitable in this country. But you have to be very strategic. If a white man get up there and say anything, especially now, look at the temperature of the world,
Right.
about LeBron James, it's going to be taken out of context, and he's going to be looked at as being
So you send
racist or
Stephen A.
anything.
Smith.
So, but if Stephen A. Smith say it, we can't use the racist card.
But my whole thing is that
Even if someone's
how
putting a
long
battery
you
in his
gonna
back.
keep playing the donkey.
But he went from just being a nigga who didn't make it to the NBA to now he best buds with all the pro athletes. So without that,
And
what
you
does he
know-
have?
you know what?
He has a
Like-
nigga with a hairline.
You know what? Sometimes Stephen A. will like speak up for like black coaches in the NBA or in the NFL and how they get the short end of the stick, which is true. He
says
he speaks up on he speaks up on like black issues sometimes, but when he did that shit last night, that just pissed me off to the highest point. I couldn't believe he went on TV and did that shit.
Did you get vaccinated? Nobody's turning the camera around to the cameraman.
No one
Hey,
cares.
did you get
That's what
vaccinated?
no one cares about Stephen A.
I
Smith.
get it, but it's like that. I just feel like the level of insight that we feel entitled to have to these people's lives because they entertain us for 2.5 hours several, you know what I mean, 82 days a fucking year is just asinine to me. Like, everybody doesn't, and I understand that we are in a culture of oversharing, right? But that's these motherfucking kids that's oversharing. Not no, these real adults of a certain generation were taught that you keep what's private private, and everything is not for everybody. You know what I mean? And I feel like they feel like since we're in a culture of oversharing, that everybody has to overshare all the shit that they do.
And when has any drug been good for everybody? That's crazy. Didn't think that.
Right.
No drug on the planet,
Right.
no food on the planet is good for everyone to take or do. So that's enough. And I don't know.
Yeah,
I just think it's crazy for people to ask somebody about their medical history. I think it's crazy to me.
That's like asking, did you?
Yeah,
did you
I'm a.
I'm gonna ask if you got AIDS, nigga.
Yeah.
You ask me if I took a shot, nigga.
Right, because if somebody
I'm a-
said,
I'm
well,
a
when's your
get-
last
I'm a-
STD test, they think that's rude.
Go ahead, Colin.
I mean, if you're in a relationship.
Yeah,
you better
I'm gonna get off with this. You can actually look the interview up. It's only like 8 minutes. It's on YouTube. But he did say, like, you know, LeBron James isn't. He doesn't have to tell us, you know, whether he's going to get vaccinated. If he is already vaccinated, he doesn't have to tell us he's entitled to privacy. He said that, but then he basically said the opposite, which was he should tell people to get the vaccine. He should tell people whether he got it or not. And I'm just like, bro, you can't have it both ways. But
you can't. You know why you
it
can't
was-
do that?
it was
'Cause
just-
you'll be
it was stupid.
liable
If somebody
for
gets
if
it,
somebody gets
right.
it and they die, and they say,
Right.
"Well, I only got the shot because
Thanks,
LeBron told me to go get the shot."
Right.
Now you're
Yeah,
liable.
But my whole thing is, how much do you want on? This nigga already saved your fucking league last year, but once and we're gonna segue to George Floyd. But once that George Floyd shit happened, he fucking saved y'all's motherfucking league. Now y'all want him to save it? Like, come get off the
And
man's
look,
back.
and this what
Get
this
off
what
the
made
man's back.
and that's what made Jordan so smart is that I think he peeped that.
And-
I think
and
he peeped that the
refused
moment
to
the
speak.
moment I play this game with y'all gonna hold it against me. So he never participated in that political game, you
Right.
know. And I think that was, as a businessman, that was a genius move
Mhm.
because now no one goes to Jordan with the BS.
'Cause if he ain't gonna
Anything
get an
happen in the
answer, no
streets,
way.
we don't turn to Jordan and ask for. But I think we should respect him as a basketball player. LeBron James has never asked to be this person.
Right.
Black people got on TV like Stephen A. Smith and said, "Where's LeBron James? Why he ain't said nothing?"
Like Dave Chappelle
No
said,
black
"Where's Ja?"
person. Yeah,
Nobody
where's
gets-
Ja? Like
where's
no
Ja?
no one is asking any athletes, any actors. No, think about it, no other culture does this.
Right. Nobody went to
You think-
baseball. Baseball playing right now.
You
Ain't
think
nobody
they finna
asking
send
all
Wayne
them fucking white boys
Gretzky
on
out
the
there to give a
Dodgers,
speech?
y'all got vaccinated.
No, but they COVID test them, right?
They
No,
COVID
but I'm
test
saying
the
they don't.
NBA
They don't
as
talk to
well.
that. They don't make the. That's the thing. Like they don't do that to the white
The
any
white
other nation of athletes. For some reason, with black people, they don't talk to the educators in our communities. They talk to the athletes
And it's
the
like
entertainers.
it always
you
feels
know?
like I think as black people we're always held as the end all be all representative for the whole motherfucking race, regardless of whatever the issue is, regardless
Right.
if we're knowledgeable,
Yeah,
regardless
get
if
an
it got
Italian
anything
person to tell
if
the
it got
Italians
anything to
to go
fuck
do it.
to do with us. You know
Right.
what I mean? We're always like, there's a black man, what the black man think? You know what I mean? But
Right.
nonetheless, enough of that. Speaking of black men, so it is a year from the George Floyd tragedy last year, right? So within that year, obviously, we have seen riots upon riots upon riots. I shouldn't say riots.
And black people dying,
We
still
have
dying.
seen the voice of the unheard displayed numerous times across America over the past year, right? I don't want to call them riots. But violence is the voice of the unheard when the people who can hear them out stop listening. So what do you guys think racially? How do you feel as if the climate is better, worse, indifferent in a year? You had Derek Chauvin. He went to jail, right? Everybody was you know what I mean? Everybody was excited behind that.
I hate to use what ifs, but I always say, even in that situation, if we didn't have the people who videotaped it, he wouldn't have went to jail. Just so we do understand.
But not necessarily because you had Rodney King. This isn't the first shooting This isn't the first shooting that has been videotaped. There's a lot of body cams that have been videotaped. I think the difference is that collectively the world was fed up. You know what I mean? I think that was the difference. To an
Because it's
extent.
still happening. One thing I always go back to is the black man, which I never knew about the black dude in Minnesota who accidentally shot
The white lady.
the white lady.
You know why you didn't
and
hear
he
about
got
it?
20 years.
Right.
And that says to other police officers, black or white, if you shoot someone white, we're going to prosecute you.
Right.
That's the first thing it says. So you're very hesitant about pulling your gun on a white person. But if you shoot or kill a black man, black woman, doesn't matter. you keep your job. You're going to be fine.
But I think
Don't worry
that
about
was
it.
why
That's
there
the
was so
signal.
much uproar is because the reason you never heard about that police officer
Mhm.
is because he was dealt swiftly and in a
Mhm.
timely manner.
And-
So there was no
and
need
nobody
for
stood up for
right.
it.
There was no need for any
Mhm.
like any vocal any I guess the community to be vocal because they did what was right and they arrested him immediately. You know what I mean? But it's why do we always have to beg and scream and
Because
cry
I
and
think
make
I'll tell
posters
you
and
where it
fucking
I
shit?
think it starts at, and I mentioned this yesterday on my show. I think because I'm really been with the writing and just into watching movies, and I watch things totally different now. I was telling Nick yesterday I watched Equalizer with
Queen Latifah.
Queen Latifah. Great show, Queen. I think fantastic. But we have a responsibility of what we put out. We just really do, and so we got to start understanding that.
But who do we
That-
talk to? I think
Because the writers in the movie, in this TV show this weekend, and I know I'm repeating myself on Sunday, there's a scene, okay, we're going to do a scene, and someone's going to get shot. Who's going to get shot? Is this, if it's not a real story, if it's not a real situation, anybody can get shot.
Mhm.
So you have black kid, black girl, white kid, white young man. So why not shoot the white kid? Let's put the white family through the same thing that black families always been going through, which is the black kid gets shot. Oh my
But
God!
do you know why they don't do that?
Because
Black trauma is entertaining to Americans.
again, and that's why I
why.
said I think you change it. If I'm on her set, if I'd have been there, I would have said Queen because she's the executive producer. I'd have said Queen. Let's shoot the white kid. Not saying that because we got to do this. And the response, the whole response was her daughter was like, oh my God, my best friend. She wasn't dating this black kid. She just followed him to go get a pizza. Same thing she did with the white kid. So why not say, instead of us doing the same thing and making everybody feel comfortable that the black kid died, that we feel okay when that he died. Okay, and we just keep moving on.
I get that, but I feel like
I think this is part of that.
yeah, but
That-
I feel
that we
like
can
one
start changing.
there needs to be a collective outrage.
And maybe you don't kill nobody.
And we need to stop digesting that. You know what I
Yes,
mean? Because
yes.
I feel like a lot of these
Yes.
so-called I shouldn't say so-called, but all these film and movies that have been coming out of the last couple of months that everybody is talking about. You have the Them, you have the Underground Railroad.
I didn't even want to watch
I
the one.
cannot
Someone said the movie Monster is good, but I said I refuse to watch that fucking
I
movie.
think it
that's
actually.
on
I think
Netflix
I
or
watched
something.
that. It actually was good. I watched that last night out at my
But
sister's
you
house.
got a young black man. The cover is a young black man who doesn't look like he
Mhm.
could be a
about
bad
that
person.
life.
So in other words, so what you're telling society is that
Oh, I
my
heard
son,
that.
who looks totally regular, could be a monster
Mhm.
because the movie's called Monster,
But that's the
which
thing
means
is that
it makes society and white people go.
I just don't understand
Anybody-
why
any one of you
everybody is
motherfuckers
so
can
up
be
in arms because
Joe
I
Biden
made the
did call
collective
y'all
decision years
monsters,
ago
huh?
to stop digesting black trauma. Like I don't want to like even the George Floyd video. I've never seen it to this day. I don't watch police shooting videos. I don't watch
Me
world
either.
star hip hop fighting videos. I don't watch any movie that is black trauma. Like I none of that shit. I don't watch none of that shit because it's like I'm tired of consuming fucking black trauma as
But
entertainment.
not
What
watching
about
it
music?
doesn't make it stop.
Really, I don't. I really don't. Most of the music I listen to is real kind of vibey. The only time I listen to like real hood rat shit or whatever is like maybe if I'm getting dressed or something like that, like just kind of in the mood. But no, like the other day I just put on Spotify's like new hip hop releases. I don't know what the fuck half the people on this list were or what they were saying. You know what I mean? So that's just really not.
Do you feel
Like I had a guy put on some shit the other day. And I was asking nigga, you fuck city girls? What is this shit you putting on? I'm a grown lady. Turn on some different music. Like this nigga really put on
I
some
get
fucking
depressed
little
watching stuff
baby
like
or
that.
something. Nigga,
Yeah,
I
I-
am not a city girl.
What was
What is
that? It's
this?
an old, not old movie, but it was out a while ago. I forget. The guy and the girl went on a date, and then the cop pulled
Queen
him
and
over.
Slim.
Yeah, I just saw that. Like,
I
It's
hated.
a-
I love that
It's
movie,
a
but I
great
hated
movie.
the ending.
The
Right.
ending, and I wish I could meet whoever.
And I
that
hate to
wrote
say
that.
it because I feel like Lena Waithe, is that her name? She was the producer or writer or credited with Queen and Slim. She does an incredible job on The Shy, right? I think that is a really good, well balanced show. On Showtime is The Shy, but she also came out with Them, which a few months ago, what people are complaining
That's
about
hers?
is that's hers as well.
Nigga,
And it
I
just
couldn't.
seems like
I couldn't get past this. I told Nick, the white lady that came over in the beginning.
I
She go,
didn't watch it.
"I want your black baby."
I couldn't.
I went.
I didn't watch
I'm
it.
not
get it.
watching
And
this
it's,
shit.
to me, it's just like the issue I had with Queen and Slim is I felt like, why can't we ever have the happy ending?
Why can't we win?
Why can't, and especially if
Django.
it's
We
written
won.
by
We won in Django.
it's written by a black person, produced by whatever the case. It's like we should have been able to pick it up in 10 years when they was in Cuba and they had a couple little chocolate babies running around and they living off the land. It's like, why we gotta let? Not only do they get fucking sold out, but they get sold out by the homies.
Hold on. Have
Right.
you
You know what I
seen?
mean?
Have you,
Right.
Shelly? You gotta watch the last 3 days.
It's called The Last 3 Days.
Yeah, it's a movie. Russell Crowe. It's the
Yeah.
white version of Queen
Yeah.
and Slim.
Okay.
He
Nigga, he breaks his wife out of federal prison
and get away.
and get away happily ever after. Nigga, the
And
wife.
go to Canada.
I see.
Of
Look,
course he
and,
does.
And
But
he
nobody
didn't know what
even
the
thinks
fuck.
it's
And he didn't know what the fuck
Nobody
he was
even
doing.
thinks like that could
He
happen.
didn't know what the fuck he was doing the whole day.
No, this the killer. This is the killer. The part that kills me when they figure out, because of course the cops got to figure out.
Where is Last 3 Days at?
I seen it on Netflix.
Okay.
So when the cop figures it out as they're going to try to stop the guy, they have this little moment of maybe he's a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, why? What is this? Why this man and broke his wife out of federal prison? And how are we even talking about him being a good person? And his wife was in jail for murder.
Right.
And
But
another,
Queen and Slim, this motherfucker was a lawyer, and the other one was about to graduate with his master's, but they got it
Something's
done.
up.
and they could have did it exactly. Remember what's the movie when my man's
Any
wife,
movie.
he was cheating, or she was cheating on him, and he killed the guy, and then he was going to turn himself into the police, and he stops. What's my man from American Gigolo? What's his name?
I've never seen American
Yeah,
Gigolo.
that's me.
He was the first one. Anyway, so in the movie, he kills the guy who's fucking his wife.
Okay.
He goes over to the apartment. Remember, he was looking at the globe, and he hits the guy in the head with the globe because it was globe he bought his wife, and he took it over. She took it over to the.
What's the name of the movie?
American Gigolo.
No.
American Gigolo is that movie, but
Richard Gere?
Yeah, remember Richard
Yeah,
Gere?
yeah. What movie is that though? You talking
And
about?
remember, the wife was dating the artist.
His wife was cheating on him. and
His
he
wife
found
was
out.
cheating.
Oh, it
on
was
him.
the one that he was big for. Fugitive.
No.
It's
So-
around that time though.
But Richard Gere's wife
I gotta find this movie.
cheated on him.
Okay.
He buys her a globe. She takes the globe to the dude's house. She forgot it there. So he knew that,
Something was going on.
something was going on. He gets there and he sees the globe. He automatically knows then, you fuck him out. He has this and hits the guy with the globe. He dies. He rolls him up, kills him. If the wife eventually finds out that he killed him, he said, fuck it, I'll turn myself in. The end of the movie is beautiful. He's at the light. The police station's right here. He has the blinker on, and the movie goes off.
It's called Unfaithful.
It's a fantastic
Great movie.
because
you don't know what happened.
you don't know what happened. Queen and Slim, just like when you did Lucy or Louise and Thelma, when they went off the cliff, motherfuckers, well, they really didn't die because they went off the cliff. You could have did the same thing with Queen and Slim. At the end of the movie, even if you want to say the raggedy nigga told, let's just say he did it. But let's say he did it to help he get the money and he helped them get away.
Right.
That's the way I would have wrote the movie. Why not let them get away? They went through all this other shit, and it's not a real movie.
Right.
It's fiction.
And they're not even really criminals.
Yeah,
They're
it's
not
fiction.
even really criminals.
And they could have got, and we saw that the police, what they do. We got to put that in there. You could have did that. Now, let's say the people who do the studio, gave them the money, said, you can't have, maybe she had that ending, or they had the ending, and they said, no, you can't. Because something that may happen.
That happens. Yeah.
But
All
at the
being
end of the
green,
day,
yeah.
if you're the writer on that movie was fantastic
It was.
until
Even though
the fucking ending.
I didn't like old girl in it though. She was annoying as fuck. But that
But
goes
it-
to show
which
that she
means
was a great she
actor.
played the shit
And,
out
and it
that
was a
role.
great
Right.
thing. But
Caller, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Yo, the hell again, what's going on?
when I
What's
tell you
cracking?
I'm changing shit, I got a movie
Hey,
called Plantation.
you know what, too? Even movies that you don't really,
Call from one.
we don't even think about it like that. Perfect example, Shawshank Redemption.
Yes, great movie.
Yeah, think about the fact the white dude, he kills his wife and her, her lover or whatever, goes to jail. He escapes, gets treated, better in prison than a lot of the other ones. Escapes with money and all that, to this island, living happily ever after. Now, Morgan Freeman, he brings him along, but Morgan Freeman serves his full term.
Yep. Because that's how they want the shit. That's how they got to make it look like. Like, every fucking time you watch a TV show, black kid die, white kid is going, well, whatever. And they all of a sudden, why is always their parents are the motherfuckers who have shit going on?
Hey, so look, hold on, stay right there. I'm looking at a bunch of black movies, right? I'm trying to find one with a good ending, so I'm going through like Boys in the Hood.
Nope.
Because Doughboy died.
Yeah.
Morris Chestnut died. Ricky died. Then we got Do the Right Thing.
No, because the
Dudda Man. Radio died.
Yeah.
Set It Off.
No.
Nope.
Vivica died.
Nope.
Queen died.
What about House Party?
That was a party movie, though. Okay.
So as long as we giggling and cheating,
yeah. Because look, Men's Society.
Well, he didn't die, but
No, Kane died. Everybody died, but Old Dog.
Oh, that's right.
Old Dog and the kid, the only two people live. Get Out. What happened to Get Out? Did the black dude live?
No, that was a good ending. That's a good. Remember, his friend got him out the woods. His friend was I didn't want to say it, but I told you so.
So we win one and Get Out.
Now,
Django, we won.
That's what I feel like Jordan Peele, even though he does make black horror films, I do feel like he always makes the ending, so we win in the end. You know what I mean? Like he's never made like even with Us or something like that, they always prevail in the end.
And again, we're not saying we have to win.
No, we have to win.
It has to be.
I
think it has to be even perspective when you're writing a non-fictional movie. When it's about fiction, it's not about.
But they're murder. They're serial killers.
Right. We had 100 years of cinema of not
even
winning.
in the
Like,
movie.
nigga, you got a decade or two in your bag for us.
Yeah, I think didn't Candyman die in Candyman? Like how did that happen? Nigga? Like come on, man. Chucky been alive for 50 years.
Yeah.
But you know what? They go to show that even their perspective of us, even in movies, versus our perspective in real life, the perspective of them in movies is they don't care about us.
Yeah.
Our life is not valuable.
Our life is not that important. You're absolutely right. But I also believe part of that, desensitizing people, or us, or just white people in general, because that's who has to go fight to make sure our shit get right, is that you go, oh, black men die. Okay, they die all the time. Like I said on Monday, I'm trying to understand if I go and create just murder a bunch of people and they catch me and I go to jail, there's people that will fight for me not to be killed
on death row.
Right.
On death row.
Right.
They don't even know me. They'll come fight for me.
Right.
But if I get pulled over and run, this motherfucker can shoot me and it's over because I ran from him.
Well, this is
I got another movie for y'all too.
Say it again.
I think I got another movie where think about life with Eddie Murphy and Martin, but look how long they was in jail
for life for the bullshit.
You know what I'm saying? And
at
the end is when they finally got out.
But remember they had to escape out. They didn't even get free.
Yeah, they escaped. They didn't get
to break out.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had to escape to get out.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But they served. They was old when they got out. So it ain't like they got out when they was young. You know.
And then I'll go a step further. When you did The Color Purple, and they wouldn't even give the motherfuckers an Academy Award for Best Movie, and they knew this because if you do this as a Best Movie, there are going to be more movies like this put out that's going to look and show us in a bad light. Yes, motherfucker, we're going to show y'all motherfuckers.
But the Academy they real wash. They
but we didn't know that.
An uphill battle.
Yeah, we
Fuck
got
the Academy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what the
we gotta make. Thanks for calling, yo. We gotta make better movies, man.
But I just feel like to help out George Floyd, because black men are still being killed. It ain't stopped. They just showed another one, which I didn't like you. I didn't watch.
It's been an upstick. Is that the word? Uptick in a lot of the images that we are seeing of
because they have body cams.
I don't think it's about the body cams. I feel like
I keep warning y'all. They did this right before they started throwing them people in them pits over in Germany. You guys can look. You don't have to take my word for this, man. I encourage everybody tonight, when you get done watching this show, it is worth your life to go look at what Hitler did. It's mirroring what is happening right now in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing with constantly. You've never seen dead bodies on display like this,
right.
Ever. They blur it out every time on public TV.
Mm-hmm.
This is the only time you've ever seen it. The only time in history they've done this is right before the Nazis took over.
So who do you think taking over America?
It's not about taking over. It's about what's going to happen. What you do is you separate people into classism, okay? This is what they did in Germany, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you do that? Let's do it with the medical field. You know why? Because a certain group of people can't afford medical
Right.
assistance, which happen to be black and brown people.
Right.
So what happens one day if they wake up and say, you know what? Everybody who's vaccinated can now do this.
That's what they're saying now.
Everybody who's not vaccinated has to go stay over here now in these little camps to keep the safety of everybody. Guess who's not vaccinated? Black and brown people.
Right, my ass.
This is exactly what happened in Germany, what they did to them Jewish people. Now y'all can think it's a conspiracy
something
theory
like that,
or whatever it is.
Would you break down and get the vaccine, or would you just tell Michelle it's been real?
Bro, they gonna have to shoot
What
me,
you
bro.
tell Michelle's a dummy.
Well, I'm just thinking she got it and you didn't, so I'm asking, like, would you get the vaccine so you could go with your family, or would you just
But
be like,
you
can
guys do
hold it
realize there
down?
are black and brown people that have gotten vaccinated.
Yeah,
I
no,
went
we're
down
talking
to the
about the masses.
hood,
We're talking about the masses.
and everybody there was black and brown.
But when we talk about the groups who have not been vaccinated
'Cause that's
or
what
who
they're
have not
targeting
gotten
us
assistance,
for
it's
us
been
to
black
get-
and brown people.
all of
So
us to get booked.
even if it doesn't work, if I just separate the people and say, well, now what? These people ain't been vaccinated. They're not safe for us to be around. They call Jewish people dirty and monsters.
I'm just skeptical because I feel like never in the history of America have black people ever been positioned to be the first to receive anything and to be in the front
Anything.
line. Any fucking thing. Now all of a sudden there's this experimental vaccine going, and we are the ones that need to go first. Like, wait, hold up. We always
But you
got
know
the shit into the
and the
fucking
person-
What's
chicken
crazy is that
conception.
I went in LA somewhere in like the hood to get my vaccine because in the valley I couldn't get it. There was literally rich white people driving up in
Right,
LA
yeah, 'cause
to
they were
get these vaccines.
because of the
Because they
lines.
know that the
Yeah.
black people folks
And wasn't
ain't
doing it.
taking it and shit.
And
But then
lines were
once
shorter
they
there.
started seeing that, a lot of them were like, "Well, let me go get vaccinated. Like, why are they
But
driving
then you
to our
also have to think of
towns?"
the mistrust when you come to like Mrs. Evers' boys and the syphilis experiments that they did. You know what I mean? Like they injected all of these grown black men with syphilis just to monitor them to see how it was going to work, knowing that they could have given them penicillin to let it. You know what I mean? So as you
For
have
30 years.
right, so you have
and their
generations.
children. And their children got
So
it.
you have generations who have been negatively affected by that. So it's like if the government. Look, I
This
don't
was
trust
the
nothing in a
government who
fucking
did this.
syringe. Nothing.
And
like
think
I
about-
remember when I went to jail. Don't shoot me up.
Have you been
Just start
vaccinated with anything,
It was
like
only-
your immunizations?
I mean, I had my basic vaccinations when I was born, but nothing extra. But I remember they kept trying to say, "Oh, it's just a tetanus shot." I got insurance, and I'm posting bail. I'll run that shit tomorrow. Don't nothing in that syringe. Don't put it in my fucking arm.
Did
You
you
know
have
what I
to get any when you went to Africa?
Just a yellow fever, Thai flu. Yeah, just yellow fever, Thai flu. I think that was it.
Listen,
And meningitis.
I just encourage everybody to do your own research, man. Don't go what other people say. The nigga the person who owns the word COVID or owns these vaccine names, his philosophy in life is for poor people to have less children. This is what him and his wife said.
Oh, I will say
Is this
this.
Bill Gates?
This is Bill Gates. This is their mission statement for their business, right? And the way they think they can fix the world is stop poor people from producing children. That's black and brown people.
But why
Right.
poor people?
Because
But
his
let me
logic
tell you
is
something.
if poor people have children, they're going to produce more poor people. Because they don't. This is what he said. This is not me making this up.
But poor people
Because-
have all the flavor to the world.
Because
No,
no
listen,
phone
I
call.
got the
He's saying that they don't
vaccine.
have the resources to provide assistance to kids, right? If you have if a poor family has 4 or 5 kids,
Mhm.
right, then obviously everybody's going to be in struggle. But what groups of people are having 4 or 5 kids?
Right.
White people, for the most part, don't have 4 or 5 kids. Asian people don't do this.
Right, but
It's us. So what he's saying is the fact that black and brown people keep reproducing so damn fast is the problem.
I get that. But it's like the people.
Go ahead,
I
Joe.
got the vaccine.
I feel
I
like
didn't-
a lot of shit I say is not appropriate for a hot mic.
Yes, it is.
I got both shots of the vaccine. Only symptoms I had was like tired and sore arm. But I will say, since my second vaccine, I had 1 menstrual cycle, and that was a cycle from hell. And since then, and I'm on the pill, it went away. A week into my pill, my period has not gone away. I've been spotting ever since. Like literally, now I'm going on to my second
See?
menstrual cycle, my full one. And so I'm like, I don't know. I'm confused. So I'm on TikTok. Of course, I fell across vaccine TikTok. All these girls on birth control, same problem. So I'm like, does that mean like, is our pill not working? Are we like sterile now? I mean, I don't want to have any more kids anyway, but we don't know what the fuck is going on.
Right, and that's
Well, shit, we won't know
That
for the
part.
probably, and this is the scary part. We probably won't know for 5 years or until these people who are getting these shots have kids.
But then I wonder
You know?
if this is happening to women, then what's happening to the men? Because men obviously don't get periods. You know, so I'm like,
Right.
I wonder what's happening in their bodies that we don't know.
If you're asking me, I'm assuming they're trying to stop people from having children, reproducing. And if you ask me, it's kind of a coincidence they're telling black and brown people to get the vaccine, and the same people producing it seems to want to stop us from having
They
kids.
did say the other day this is the lowest rate of kids being born
And the highest
Ever.
death rate. I just looked this up.
ever.
So
Not for
last
him.
year was the lowest birth rate, right? And this year we're going into a higher death rate than last year. So that means less people are being born, more people are dying. This is exactly what Bill Gates said in his press conference.
Older people are living longer, which means you have a newborn or a grandfather or granddad at a newborn's birthday. Yes.
Yes. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Oh, this is Dana calling from Valley Village.
Dana.
Hey,
Aaron, lean back.
Nick referenced Nazi Germany. I wanted to reiterate that that's true. There were 5 steps to Nazi Germany, and we are at the 5th step. I'm not saying COVID-19 isn't real. I do believe it's something, but I knew it was, the play was in when police officers and firefighters weren't going in droves to get it. And they're near the public or close to the public as much as anybody else.
Wow.
That's real shit.
Yeah,
I'm gonna look this up.
They don't want to get it. Some of them are taking early retirement or they're doing whatever they have to do to avoid it. But I do believe it's going to come down to, it's going to be like a stamp on a passport or something. Yes, you're vaccinated. No, you're not.
Are you going to get it?
Nope.
Me either.
I know too much. I've read too much. Do you read a medical apartheid? There's nothing but the fixes in, and Bill Gates is a eugenist. He does believe that if poor people had less children, then we could cure some of the ills of the world. And I'm talking about on international level. I'm not talking about America. America's small. If their military wasn't so strong, those coups would have happened long ago.
Right. I agree.
Thank you, Dana.
That was my 3 cents.
Thank you.
Dana. Thank
I
you.
appreciate it. Okay,
Bye.
so to round it out,
Good call.
right?
But what you're saying, you won't get it even if they're like, you can't
I'm good.
fly out of state anymore. Like,
I
you
don't
can't
think
travel.
they'll do
I'm
that.
good.
I don't think they'll do that.
Yeah, because it's
You
going to
can't
be
do
too
that.
hard to
It's
do
going to
it.
be too hard to do
Yeah.
that. It's too much international travel.
Mhm.
You can't. I
But
mean,
they're already saying you need a vaccine passport to like go into
Yeah.
other countries.
it's
Not a
it's not
vaccine
enforceable
passport.
because it's
Yeah, that's what they're calling it. It's a vaccine passport. Google it.
well, basically, it's not a vaccine passport. It's the same thing that you would get if you travel internationally and you get like your shots or whatever to travel internationally. It's basically just showing you what shots you got, where you
but you
got
won't be
it.
able to go.
That
Ain't going
fuck these people. Don't
I ain't
believe
going
them shit, girl. Don't be scary. Fuck these people and they shit. I'm getting on your motherfucking flight. I'm gonna take my COVID test 3 days before. I'm gonna take it when I come back. But y'all can kiss my ass. No, I'm not taking that shit.
Yeah, I'm
You
not
take
doing
it.
But then there's some people that are catching COVID and then they're keeping them in whatever country that they're like. If they're
Right,
in
but
the
that's an extra 2 weeks of kicking it. They pay for it.
that's one way of looking at
No,
it.
but they're locking you
So
up.
that's
Like,
a
you
2
can't even
weeks
go
of kicking
outside.
it.
I know, but I'm in my room and the food free, right? The drinks free, right? I'm kicking it.
Caller.
Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
It's DJ out there in Vegas for the record. One
What's
more
cracking,
again.
DJ?
I wanted to go back to the movie thing.
Okay.
Do y'all remember how they even started shooting in Queen and Slim at the end?
I haven't seen Quinn.
Didn't
No.
because she ran or he ran or
No, she was like
No,
carrying his
no.
body.
What was it, DJ?
They was like walking. They was about to like give themselves up. They were like holding hands, like walking towards the cops. The cop told them not to shoot, and a female officer just like shot for no reason.
right.
Yep.
So she shot him like accident because she shot, and then she looked like uh-oh, and then everybody looked at her, and then they was like, what the hell? And then he picked the girl up while she shot and dying. He picked her up and started walking towards the police, no weapons, just her in his hands, and they unloaded on him, on both of them,
And
while he had her dead in
that's
her hands.
all the writer.
Like,
the
why
writer
would you
could have
write
not
that?
wrote that
Why-
shit. You could
But
just say,
why? We have to find out who wrote that and why. You have to answer. Why would you write that?
You know what?
why would
There
you
were
want
no
that
threats.
image to go
You
out?
know what, DJ? I agree with you because I feel like if that was a slight made to, let's say, homosexuals or something, it would have been an uproar.
Yes.
If they
Yes,
would have killed a transgender and a
Or
transgender
Japanese.
couple at the end, it would have been a
Asian.
problem.
Or Asian
What
person.
is up with this?
Bro, they
Stop
literally just
Asian
shot him
hate
up
bill
for
that we
nothing.
just had?
Thanks, DJ. We finna move on.
Like,
I don't know what the
Well, because
fuck.
people are so
Good
tired
call,
of
DJ.
COVID.
Dick said from
Like,
this
it's
point
not
on, we
their
should
fault.
all
Yeah, from this
refer
point
to
on, we should
ourselves.
all identify as Pacific Islanders.
And then
Okay.
we'll have the
Okay,
rest.
because what they gonna say? You not, nigga? Just say you a Pacific. We always on a translated slave trade, so who knows? From now on, we all got some Asian in this nigga, so
I
we
just
got the
feel like
whole.
we
There you
literally
go.
can't even get just recently, for the first time in most people's recent history, we're able to get a police officer, right, who is sworn in to protect and serve, to be held accountable for an unjust murder of a black person. But yet, and I'm not saying that there's anything right with this, and this statement is fucking problematic, so I already know, right? But then you have Asian people getting talked to crazy for like fucking what, 120 days, and now we pass a whole bill. But you done had these black people getting fucking hung from tree. We got whole fucking songs that are in the Hall of Fame of best records of America about niggas hanging from trees, and we still can't get shit.
So what does that tell you? That sends me a very clear message, though. So I understand what the message is. I'm cool.
Where the Africans at?
Caller.
Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey y'all, it's Nakia from the Bay.
What's going on, Nakia?
Was you eating or running? What you
Hey.
doing?
What?
What are you doing?
What's up, Nakia? What you doing? You laying down?
No, I'm actually in my kitchen cleaning up.
Oh, you sound like you in the kitchen. What's going on?
Shut up. I've been asleep most of the day. Anyway,
Sound like you
so
just woke
I
up.
was just, I actually did probably about an hour ago. Just wanted to chime in about the movie situation or whatever. So basically what I'm getting from you guys is that, you know, in all the dramas that we've been in, or all the like street dramas and things like that, we die. But to be honest, sometimes in those situations in real life, we die.
Right. Yeah,
so
but if it's one,
but wait, let me finish my statement. Let me finish.
Right.
Isn't it just art projecting real life?
No.
In those movies?
No.
So give us the movie that shows the other side. That when we don't die at the end.
Just on GP.
Because that happens.
Not being a comedy.
Okay. Well, I mean, to be honest, look, I said it all. Those three died, but one got away.
No. But look, we could watch. I just gave you an example of a white movie where he broke his wife out. Nobody died. The kid, the wife, the husband, everybody lived. The driver, everybody lived. So my point is, just give me an example where this is the same thing that happens in all these movies. We watch an Asian movie. This nigga fight 36 ninjas. Don't get one cut on him. So just give me the one black film, right? That's an action-based film or drama that we just don't die in the end. Where it's a happier ending.
Okay, I got you. The one with Denzel Washington and Marky Mark.
What are you talking about?
Two guns.
Who watching two? No, listen.
No, okay, so you're missing it.
Talking about a black movie, not a movie with a black
so
person.
I'll make it more simpler for you. So I'm watching Bull, and it's about a white guy who goes into the courtroom and he's able to read the jury. So there's different cases that come in. So one of the cases that come in is they peel back and they go back to, I think it was 84, and this black man gets arrested for not doing anything. The white cop just need to arrest somebody. He arrests him. He goes to jail. He stays in jail for however long. They finally get the case, and the case goes back in. They find out he didn't do what they said he did. So the son is mad about what happened. Yo, you arrested my dad, whatever. The next scene, the cop dies. They assume the son did it. So they release the dad and arrest the son. Because they think he killed her. And again, it's not a real story. It's fictional. So you could have did this with any character. You could have did it with a white character. It's not like I wouldn't have believed it.
My whole thing is that I feel like until we have an abundance of school shooting movies,
and it's never been one.
There's never been one.
There's not one school shooting movie. It should have been out.
Not one.
You know why? Because they're not going to show white folks.
Columbine was 20 what?
They've never shown. And you would have thought
no school shooting
they would have. They're not going to. They're not going to do the movie about the dude in the fucking in Vegas that shot all them white people.
No.
Because why?
Because
then you're going to make.
It's not digestible. It's not entertainment.
It's not about being entertainment. They don't want you to be desensitized. They don't want you to be like, oh, it's cool. Go ahead.
I actually just watched a movie with a white movie where the guy didn't get off and he was murdered. It was Unhinged.
Oh yeah, that was great.
He sat there.
Was it all white?
He had
there's no choice.
Yeah, with Russell Crowe.
Huh?
No,
Yeah, Russell Crowe. Yeah.
we're not saying there's no movie ever made. We're saying the large percentage of any most popular black films, quote unquote black films, which majority black casted or black director, it seems to be that the lead character that everyone seems to root for always dies in the black films. Versus, and it doesn't even matter what type of film it is. That's the sad part.
Or they're killing black men for no reason in a movie.
Or we laugh at the fact that it's well known that the black man dies in the first scene in the movie.
Everybody,
it's so well known that we laugh about this. But let's flip it. Let's make that an Asian man. You don't think they would have shut that shit down by now? If in every film we just shot the Asian man when the movie started? You don't think that's what I'm saying? So we have a right as a culture, as a people, to be upset by these things. We should not sit because nobody else would. If in every movie they killed the gay guy and it was just known in every film if it's a gay guy he getting shot. If we just knew that.
Look, they stopped doing those movies about the white bully beating up the gay dude. They stopped doing those movies.
Right.
That would be in every movie about high school. Right. They stopped doing that shit.
The bully white kid.
Yes.
Right. And they stopped. And that's what I'm saying. Like. I just think that we have to say something. I think that as a people, we like Erin said, I think we need to follow Erin's lead. We have to stop digesting it first.
And what you have to say.
And then we have to stand up for the right for it not to be consumed just all willy-nilly.
Stop showing that shit.
But then also at that point too, you can also sit there and we have influences like SPeedy, you're a writer, and other things. Make our own movies where those endings are not there.
And that's why I keep saying this, because they're black writers and they didn't do it. They had a chance to do that and they didn't do it. And somebody has to call it on them. Not when it's time for them to get an award. Right when they're interviewing them, you go, why didn't they live afterwards? Why did you have to kill Queen and Slim? Why did somebody tell you to do that? I want to know, just like everybody in this room want to know. I want to know who told y'all to do the movie that way. You wrote it?
Okay, so then use your platform to do that, SPeedy.
Say it again?
Use your platform that you have right here on this show to do that.
And I plan on it. I have a movie called Plantation. When I tell you when this shit come out, I'm going to show you how it's done.
Okay. On that note.
Well, we're still waiting for
watch it. Shut up,
motherfucker. They made like white people the slaves. The black people were their owners.
No, that's not a good movie though. Thank you, Nikita.
No, there was a movie that either came out or was coming out of like the white people are slaves and the black people are their owners. Have you heard of it? It's supposed. I don't know if it's supposed to be a comedy. I don't know what it is. But
Now now we'll say this and then we'll go. The Bridgertons.
I love Bridgerton.
I couldn't get with it.
Fucking fire. The only reason it was fire to me because everything was
of the
even.
eye candy.
Like you saw black people that were king and queens and white people. Everything was on the same level, and to me it was like how it should be. Great movie, great fucking fantastic.
Shonda Rhimes wrote it, right?
Yeah.
She did a great job. It was fantastic. I didn't know, so I told the kids, I don't know, the kids were watching. I'm like, cool. And it was a gang of fucking in there. I was like, hey. Don't watch that shit.
I'm sad they're not bringing him back for the next.
They not?
No.
He's not coming back.
They made a gang of money.
No, the Bridgerton's coming back, but not the guy, not the eye candy.
The brother?
Yes.
Because you know why?
That's the reason why we want to watch it.
But do you know why?
Because they're haters.
Because the black man was just, he fucked shit out the white girl and she fell in love with him.
No, that is not why. And then she's still going to be in the show. So it's like, how are you going to be married
the
and
black
dude
got, y'all ain't getting shit.
He wasn't written out. He just chose not to return.
He said he wasn't invited back.
So, in white trauma, right? Let's end this on white trauma. So it was just announced today that there has been a grand jury that has convened for Donald Trump and crew and company.
What do you mean?
Okay, so you know that the Southern District of New York, right, as one of the most powerful.
Black girl.
Yes. And the Attorney General. So the head of the Southern District of New York and also the Attorney General of New York are both, I believe, black women. I know for sure the AG is. So they have been investigating Trump and his cronies for the last, I guess, 2 years or whatnot. Everything from tax evasion to...
Which they did.
Right. Pick a crime. They did it. So... Before, up until last week, it was always a civil investigation, right? So the Attorney General announced on Friday that it's actually turned into a criminal investigation and that they have convened a grand jury to meet 3 times a week for the next 6 months to see about charges being brought against Trump and his family and their dealings. And they have just pressured Alan Weisselberg, who was basically his daddy's right hand, his right hand, the CFO. A dime didn't go in or out without it. So, gentlemen, do right by your wives, because the only way they have this case is because Alan Weisselberg's son did his wife dirty, and she turned everything over to the cops.
Damn, you went a long way to get to that.
I'm just saying, she turned everything over. She turned everything over. She is going to.
But that's how y'all do. That's what y'all do.
Hey.
That's what y'all do.
What goes around comes around. You just got to make sure.
You just can't walk away?
It's not about walking away.
Just walk away.
I did. I dropped it off at the Manhattan District Attorney's office, and then I walked away. At that moment, I was like, you know what? I should just let this go.
Why y'all just can't go? Why
I did go. We go with a bang. So, right. I'll send you guys letters from jail. I don't think it's fucked up. I don't think it's treat people right. Don't ever be in a position where you fuck somebody over, right? And then they can fuck you over. Only fuck over people who can't fuck you over. That's all I'm saying.
How about don't fuck over nobody?
I agree with that. However, if you need to, make sure it's somebody who ain't got no
bottom feeder.
You ain't got no give back on you. Caller, what's your name and where you calling from?
Shelly, you're supposed to say I wouldn't do that.
Hello?
Caller.
Shelly, you would.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I tried to switch it off my Bluetooth because all the background noise, but my phone, I'm driving, it won't let me.
Yeah,
so what I wanted to.
That shit don't work.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
we can hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, what I wanted to say is that Lena Waithe and Melina Matsoukas wrote and directed Queen and Slim.
Correct.
So if you have an issue with them, hit them on Instagram. What I also want to say to Erin's point is, well, before I get to Erin's point, I'll say that we're a commodity. If we're not useful in any sense or they can't make money off of us, then they're not interested. So, us making movies that we want to see, we have to be in those positions to make those movies.
Okay. Agreed.
It just doesn't, it just doesn't show up like, oh, I want to see and all of this other. It just does not happen like that. But we have to move as a collective. If 3 million black people deactivated their Instagrams and Facebook at the same time, that's a message.
Yep.
Right.
Sure is. You're very right.
You only have control over what you have control over, not what you don't have control. What is within your control, you move, and what is not, then you just have to let that go. But it has to be a collective move. You have to have the wind at your back. It can't be 500 people. It really has to be like 500,000. 50,000. Like just mass within 5 minutes. Like when they buy this merch from different, Beyonce's or whatever, it has to sell out like that. Like you just have to deactivate it and be like, yeah. Or whatever. And what Nick was saying about the Pacific Islander, a few Asians were, targeted, beat up or whatever like that. They got a whole crime bill. He didn't have no questions. Biden was like, let me time and a date and I'll be there. Now, Biden is having George Floyd's family. That's a symbolic victory in sorts, but it's not giving us anything tangible we could touch. It's just a feel-good moment, a photo op. Those people go home back to the same misery they were in before they got to the White House.
That's the bill, punk.
You have to have tangibles. You have to have tangibles. You have to say, we're not putting up with this no more. We, the lowest, whatever, we're going to refuse and stop the move as a collective.
Thank you,
because it means nothing if I do it, Speedy do it. Sorry, Speedy, I know you got to go, but I just wanted to get that in there.
Seriously.
What happened?
Thank you, baby girl.
Listen, Dana, I agree with you 100%.
All right, so
we all Pacific Islanders now.
I know.
Get your work on.
Okay. So, thank you, everybody, for being here with me on my first show.
The Styles Report.
The Styles Report, yes. It was a long time coming. I had... we can do it every Tuesday.
I ain't like how that sound.
We'll keep you posted. I appreciate you guys coming along on the journey. I appreciate you guys not biting my head off because I know how I'm your favorite and all the time. So thank you for coming along on this journey. You guys were here first. So like always, we can't end the show without our wonderful sponsors. So like always, we have Twist to Access. Twist to Access. You twist, shake it up, and drink hemp. It's in the cap. Twisted axis was inspired by Earth's axis, whose sole purpose is to keep us all in alignment. How do you stay in alignment? If you guys want some THC-free relaxation, it's a CBD hemp drink that it's in the cap. Do I turn it? Do they see it, or you just tell them how it works?
You gonna drink it?
Are you gonna drink it?
I'll drink it.
Or do you want to drink?
I mean, it's just CBD. I do harder drugs than this. No, I don't. I just smoke weed.
Give him a display.
Okay, so the way it works is
Twist it,
actually
shake
super
it,
dope.
pound it.
She has a patented what is it
We call
called?
it hemp in a cap.
Hemp in a cap, and it's
Yeah.
patented. So don't be trying to steal her shit. So you just spill it, and the reason they do it in the cap is because they want to make sure that it keeps its potency. If they release it into the water, then it's going to lose its potency over time.
Facts.
This way that it has a longer shelf life, and once you drink it, you get everything that you need. So you just twist the cap. Ooh, look at that.
Shake it up.
Look how fun that is. Shake.
Like
And,
Shelly,
there's water in there?
Yeah, it was already water in the
and
bottom
CBD,
of it.
no THC.
But
And
does
it's
it
all
taste like water?
CBD.
It has no sugar. It's only sweetened with monk fruit.
Huh.
You're not allergic to monk fruit, are
I
you?
have no
What
idea.
flavor? What flavor is that?
This is tropical berry daiquiri.
Tropical. What's with the daiquiri? What is a daiquiri?
A daiquiri is just like isn't it like a rum and fruit drink?
So how does it taste?
It tastes good.
How do you feel?
I mean, I just took it.
Yeah. So look. So if anybody remembers the last time Erin drunk this on on camera, she was sitting on the couch right there. And about 10 minutes into it, her feet was up on the couch.
I think
Her
I had
feet
been
were what?
drinking
Up
as
on the
well.
couch, she was super relaxed. No, cause
Oh, can I have some?
I was looking at you. I'll give you
We got
some.
you, son.
I was looking at you, and then I had drunk some too, and then I started to get super chill and
Oh,
started
wow.
relaxing.
Yeah.
I need to try this out.
It won't get you high, Shelly. Oh, there's no THC
Oh, you should
in
have
it.
seen me like 2 weekends ago.
Oh, you got high?
By accident.
So don't forget to follow. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to share. And more importantly, don't forget to purchase. Once again, that's Twist to Axis. It's a black-owned, black female-owned company.
Yes.
We're putting our foot in the game, and we're about to change the game. Twist to Axis.
And
Thank
we
you so
don't
much.
support black. We buy black.
Buy black.
Oh,
y'all.
buy black, not just support black. Buy black.
Oh, shout out Telex too.
Yeah, tell
And
us
then
watch
I got this next. And then Telex. Where's Telex's thing at?
it. Just wing it.
Just hold,
Okay.
just hold the watch up. I got you.
This
Telex
is
is
actually a very nice watch.
Yes, this is a luxury black-owned watch company.
Who
Okay.
believes in
Okay.
us,
Can
y'all?
you see? Like, do my
Fuck
Yeah,
believe
so
in us.
I asked him to drop this watch off. This is the one he sent in because you guys shop with them. So this is a unisex kind of style right here. So I would personally think this would look fly on somebody like actually with your business suit on right there.
Let's try it.
You know, like if a female was going to like a little professional thing, needed to not look so feminine, wanted to kind of set her presence, that'd be a good watch. Or if you're a dude, you got a smaller wrist, you know.
Smaller wrist.
No, because there's smaller guys out there, and sometimes if you're a smaller dude, you can't wear watches that
You
have
got
really
small
big
wrist,
faces.
Speedy?
That have big faces on it. Because if you don't know, if you wear a watch and the face is too big, you look like a goofy.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So the watch does have to fit the
Today's
person.
Goofy's birthday.
Goofy was
Goofy who?
you know, Goofy was black.
Did
told
you
me that
guys see
last
that
time.
video of that guy who has that
Fucked
Rolex
up.
holding up his dreads? They done went crazy
Locks.
with these PPP.
Locks.
No, but I like that style though. You know what I'm saying? Why
So
not?
apparently
Use
he
it
done
as
got a
bun.
PPP loan.
Use
and he
it as
got a couple
hair
extra
tie.
dollars.
Yeah.
Going
And
to
he
jail.
bought an extra Rolex to use as a hair tie. This actually looks nice.
He's going to
that
jail.
does look nice.
Let me
on
see.
you.
Wait, he uses PPP money for that?
Oh, that was like a boss little. That was like
Yeah,
a little
this
bossy
is a
on
good watch.
you.
This looks nice.
So-
So how did they know he used that money for that?
Cause why
he
else
ain't got
would
no
nigga
real
blow a Rolex on a headband for some locks?
All right, so make sure you guys go to Telex.
Telex.
Watches.com.
Yes. It's Father's Day. Father's Day is coming up. Don't act
And you
funny.
can get it really fast.
I was about to say buy it this week because you know Father's Day is the week after next.
Yes, rollout
You
code
can
is
get it real
rollout
fast.
50.
You can get it really fast.
Rollout 50.
Rollout 50 is the code.
Save $50.
Save
Oh.
$50. Oh, this is a
And
pricey.
again, most women, you guys don't know what you get your boyfriend, husband, whatever. That's a father.
Side piece.
What to get, side piece.
You should only get
Oh.
the. Keep going.
That watch is a great thing. Or you get your man cup.
Oh, let me see.
Yeah,
Should
listen,
I
ladies,
get
I
you
don't support none of these holidays, but if you just want to get your man something on GP,
this? Right. I
cologne
would-
is always a good thing. Watches are always a good thing, and especially personal items. So a man cup would be cool.
Get a
or
man cup, but
anything
only
else.
get this for your man if he ain't got no temper and you ain't got no temper. Because if you guys are in a healthy, loving relationship where you
Let's
guys
be a
know how to
weapon?
communicate and use your
Yeah.
words,
Yeah,
then I
don't think that's
definitely say
me.
get a man cup. If you guys are still volatile and toss things
That's
and
not
throw
that
things at
bad.
people, this is not the
Hold-
gift for
put
you.
your hand in.
This is an assault charge.
Change.
So just be mindful.
It's not that bad.
But yeah, it's a cup for a man. It's supposed to hold it like a man hand.
And you did say, if you at the party with this cup, you good for the rest of the night.
Yes, for the weekend.
Yeah.
The weekend.
An alcoholic
right.
beverage?
Like this
Yeah.
is you
It's
would
like the size of my
nigga.
face.
You see what's on? Look at the bottom. Look at the bottom, Shelly.
Read that.
Right. You need to give a disclaimer with this cup.
Yeah.
Like you need to be like, say, bro, I'm gonna be drinking out this cup tonight.
So look,
Make sure I don't
the
do
whole
nothing
cup,
stupid.
the
Watch me.
brother who inspired the cup is as you can see, he's really into the good book.
Right.
That's why you see if you move your hand out the way, so right where the palm is, you see Adam right there. See, Adam is in the palm of God's hand.
Okay.
You feel me? And
he
that's hilarious. And he handcrafted. That's why I had to explain it because I knew Shelly was gonna do that. And he handcrafted the cup out of a stone. You know, that's the whole
Shelly
inspiration
Rio.
behind the cup. Right.
Okay.
Right. So there's like a whole message behind it. So
and it's black owned.
It's black owned.
And it's a novelty item personally.
Yes,
I think it's a really cool thing to just have put on.
Where
your
did they go,
desk.
Nick?
People come in. You go to Man Cup. Cup is
Man
spelled with
Cup.
a K.
With a K.
With a K, MANKUP.
Enterprises.com.
Enterprises.com.
And if you can't spell enterprise, you don't need the cup.
That's not true. Just Google it. Open up a new browser.
Or just type it in wrong. They'll correct spell,
Man
nigga.
Cup Enterprises.com. Get it for the man in your life. Only if you guys are in a healthy relationship where you guys use your words. If you guys still throw hands,
Or
don't
get
buy
him
it.
to watch.
Yeah, buy the watch. Buy the watch. If
Or
y'all still throw hands.
buy them some Twisted Access. Get a whole box, man.
Or
This is
maybe
calming
get
down.
some,
Relax
maybe,
them
yeah,
down.
maybe both of y'all need some of this. Get
Yeah,
this.
if you're not sure, but if your gift gonna work, get him to Twisted Access. Have him drink that first. He'll calm down.
Right. Put that watch on his wrist so he know
Yeah.
what time it is.
Yeah. Then give him the cup. Everything
And
is
then
good.
fill it up with the good shit. That's fucking hilarious.
It's been real. I appreciate you guys tuning in with me today. I will be back shortly.
Yes.
See you guys next week.
Wait, and last thing, we do have In a Man's World is now on Rollout Digital. So it's official. In a Man's World will be on every Thursday.
Who's in a man's world?
TDP, Lewis Diggs, and Jeff Arnold. The fans requested. I made it happen. It is only for the $20 Patreons, or you will have to wait a week to watch it. All right. So if you want to watch it live or you want to watch it as soon as it comes out, make sure you hop on that $20 tier.
So I can't come here on Thursday?
No, they said no women are allowed on their show unless they invite them. So I gotta respect their wishes. It's called In the Man's World. So if you guys want to see that, make sure you guys subscribe to the $20 tier. Hopefully we can get Erin to come back. I forget what the name we was gonna call this show, but I kind of like the Styles Report.
The Styles Report, right?
I kind of like the Styles Report. And then we also have Freaky Friday. So if you guys missed last Freaky Friday, I feel bad for you because it got a little
freaky.
It
Show
got
some
a
titties.
little freaky.
Show some titties.
Some areolas came out.
It was. I
Show
saw a
some
little monkey
titties.
crawling on the floor.
Yeah. We had a couple cat suits in this thing. You know what I mean?
Little one piece.
You guys sprayed everything down,
And then
right?
I got tried like a bitch the next day because they thought that that's how I got down.
Yeah. So if you guys missed,
Mind the company y'all keep.
if you guys missed Freaky Friday, you guys missed all the exclusive access to it.
We always-
Sign up for the $20 Patreon so you can see the Freaky Friday show, and we will be back this Friday for another edition of Freaky Friday.
Do you guys blur it out?
Get more
No.
Of course not, Shelly.
I knew
We don't blur it out. It's been real. Thank you guys.
We out this bitch.
Peace.